So today I'm going to go through my custom PC setup. Now I will say this is going to be rewinding to 2 years ago when, I say me, but my boyfriend is the one who built my PC and I just helped and sat there. Okay, so the reason why I sat on this for so long was purely because, one, I know the editing would have taken a little while, but two, I did also want to film an overall my new PC setup, but I realised how long this video could have been. So this is me doing like a part one of my custom PC setup and the process of what it's like building your own one from scratch. So the reason why I wanted to invest in my own PC setup was, for years I pretty much lived on my laptop. I've been doing this since I got one, since I was in like my early teens, and you know, it done everything that I needed it. And once I was using like pretty much Adobe software, the laptop just couldn't handle it. You know, they're great, but for the size of the files, the amount of footage that I was trying to push out, it was taking a toll on my laptop and it was slowing down quite a bit. And memory space was the biggest problem. So I thought, you know what, this is something that I really want to get into. I know I'm going to be editing for the future, you know, not just for YouTube, but for my acting, whether it be self-tapes, I'll be doing voiceover stuff with home studio. It just kind of makes sense for me to invest into it. As much as I don't like paying out money, well, if you know me personally, you know I don't like spending a lot of money. So this was a big thing for me to do, but I knew the longevity of it would make so much more sense than investing in a laptop that probably couldn't handle it as much. So I will say, as much as in the thumbnail, it's not clickbait. That is pretty much how much I spent, or just over that I spent on this PC setup. But I didn't do this lightly, and I did do it over time, and I saved up. So this is not something that I can just, you know, pop out my butt in no time at all. It's nothing like that. This is something that I invested over time. And as you can tell, I've sat on it for 2 years, and now I've only just updated like my monitors and things like that. Sneaky little peek. But I don't expect you to be able to do this overnight, but it is definitely worth it. Also, so you know, I bought pretty much everything via Amazon unless they didn't have it. It was just a lot more easy for me to do it that way. But if they didn't have it, I done it via main kind of commercial shops, just like Curry's, PC Work. Well, they're the same thing now, but you get what I mean. Main kind of retail ones I bought from them, just because the amount of money that I was spending on it, I wanted to make sure that I could get my money back if something went wrong. I just didn't trust many other websites for that amount of money. So yeah, I linked everything down below so you can have a little check at it. As much as I do recommend for shopping around for the best price, for me at the time, these were the best prices apart from the motherboard. Worth having a little shop around, but at least you can see it for yourself. And if you're interested, because yeah, you want to save that money. You want to save your dosh. And one last thing before I get into the video, for you can see it step by step of how we built my PC. I pretty much picked everything that could be ARGB component out there. Like, I like neon stuff, as you could probably tell. I like things glowing up, and I got a case that you could have a clear panel so you could see into it. So yeah, I picked everything that could be lit up. So just personal preference, but I thought I'll put that out there because you'll see why. You will see why we like the lights. So the next part of this video will pretty much just be step by step of how we put each of it together and the process of doing it. And I put like little captions up as well so you can have a little read if it just looks like loads of wires and things like that. Or at least for me it did. So having a little write up will hopefully help you. So enjoy. Look at that. You should be a hand model.
My hands are like shit.
So my mine will cut up.
Wait a minute. No. I know that hand. The world's greatest hand model.
Calluses, fucking...
Get a worker's hand job. Hand
job? You want to get a work? You want me to go get a worker's hand job?
No.
You want to go visit a pro?
No. Isn't.
You
can get a job.
She wants me to go get a worker's hand
No,
job.
you could get a job to be the hand model of someone who has working hard.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
It's working.
Oh, so I do need a monitor to kind of see what everything errors are getting thrown up. But there's no errors on the board. See 00.
Yeah.
The errors are coming up on the board tick there, which is good so far. Doesn't look like the lights are not working up here. The fans are working, which is good. That means they're powering off this board, which is good. Let's see if so this back fan, see it's stopped.
Yeah.
It's not that one. Okay, so the back fan's not connected. And the front LEDs are not connected, so I've got to figure that out on your case. Aha! So we got it.
So what was it?
So this one's working, see that? Turned it off. Booting up. You obviously want that to low. Looking here, there's nothing too connected to the top ones. That one's going into here. And you see yeah, so you see this one?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put that in. Flash. How do you want that to look? Like that. So it goes rainbow.
Yeah.
That's a U. That's definitely Gemma. Yeah, nothing. It's just the button for it.
Now, you probably want to know the grand total of how much this PC setup cost. And it cost a total of, I can't do two hands because I'm holding on to Maddie, £2,067 and 67 pence. Yes, that's exactly how much I spent. Originally I was like, oh, it's about like £1.50. No, it's over £2,000. After all of it, it's so worth it. Investing in the certain parts that will give me longevity of having my PC, and also meaning that I have more memory space, it's better ran, it really is worth it. As I said, if this is something that you really are going to spend a lot of time on and doing, whether it's work related, hobby related, it's worth investing in something like this. It truly is. That is exactly how much I spent. And I will say a little extra bit, like £10 of it was an add-on of a CD drive, because as you probably noticed, this PC case doesn't hold a CD drive. So I did buy one on the side, but I will honestly say, after 2 years of having this setup, I haven't used it once. So it's probably not essential, so you could probably save yourself a tenner there. But yeah, apart from that, everything else is the complete build of my PC. Of course, some of this stuff might be slightly outdated, and I would not be surprised if there's probably 3 more different variations of newer models of certain bits that are in my setup. That's just how it is, that's how technology moves, but at least you know how much mine will cost, and it still runs and it's all well. I'm pretty sure all of it is still able to buy and purchase. You know, if you want to update it even further than mine, of course you can, but it might cost the same or similar. I don't know, I haven't looked, but yeah, this is just my honest feedback. So now I want to go through my review time. So as I've said, I've had this PC build for over 2 years, well, almost 2 years now, coming up in April, and I just want to give my honest feedback on what I think and how, whether it has helped me or not helped me with my field of work with acting and editing and things like that. Sorry, I got hair in my eyes. I need my fringe cut. So the main thing that I would honestly change if I was going to redo this or upgrade it is the gaming case. And I know, I've said it how many times that I love things that light up and I wanted to see inside it, to see all the things light up. I know, but it's a little bit noisy, and that's the only thing. It's not overly noisy, like compared to other PCs, it's still pretty quiet. But for me, because I want to record films, and if we're really, really quiet now, you might be able to hear it. And yeah, if you think of like reflecting that on filming, whether it's right now like this, self-tapes, actually no, I don't film self-tapes in front of my PC, but voiceover work, I need my PC running for that. That noise can obviously interfere with my recordings and the overall quality and sound of it. So that is one thing I would honestly change. I think I would go for more of a soundproof case, because as much as it's not always aesthetically pleasing, like I don't have it on my desk, so I'm not doing it for the look, I guess. It's just sitting on the floor. So it wouldn't be the end of the world for it to just be a black solid box on the floor. It really wouldn't. And even with like, that's me not turning on the fans, that's it being off. Apart from the main ones obviously inside it, the extra 4 fans aren't on at the moment. So even with that, it's still making a little bit of noise. And obviously because of that, I have to tweak my settings when I'm recording stuff, or it just gives me a little additional editing to do when it comes to the cleanup wise, and when there's silence, you can hear that slight bit, or yeah, the levels, you can pick it up slightly. So that's the main thing I would say when it compares to my work. I would change the case so it would just be a little bit more muffled and quiet. I'm pretty sure in Dartford, I actually put a towel over it at one point because I forgot to turn the fans down low, so I was putting it, and that's really bad obviously because it needs to let out its air. But for the short periods of time of recording, I would just try and dampen the sound a little bit just to help it, which overall you don't want to be doing that. So yeah, that would be the main thing that I would change about the case, and maybe that can help you, or something that you can consider if you need the room to be quiet when you're recording or editing things. Not editing things, filming things, that's what I meant. So if you're a content creator or you're in any field kind of like me, I would definitely say this is something to consider when you are buying parts for your PC. But for overall general situations, if you just need a new PC setup and you game on it, watch stuff on it, you work on it normally, it really isn't that noisy. I will say that. It's still a great case. Minor upgrades I would do, or things that I'm considering that I might have to do in the future. As I mentioned about quieting down things, there's obviously a couple things that you can adjust or upgrade even further to ensure that it's a lot more quieter than it could be. One of the things would be the fans. Now, I don't know a lot about it, but just upgrading the fans, whether it's more of a bigger fan or just a more high-tech fans, it can help enable to reduce that sound noise and ultimately make it run better and more smoothly. And of course, the point of the fans, to keep it nice and cool when I've got 10 million programs open. But I also know another thing that you can upgrade if it is a little bit noisy is the power supply. And yeah, that is a little bit more expensive. I think that's the main moment people will upgrade the power supply, is for a noise thing, or obviously because it's not turning on and powering properly. But that's another thing that you can modify and change if it's starting to become even more noisy than you did at the beginning of your setup of owning it. So there is a completely alternative route that you can go with when building your own PC setup, which is a liquid cooling system. Now, as you probably tell, I don't know much about it. I'm not that tech savvy, but it is a completely different system that a lot of people do go towards, especially because it can look quite aesthetically pleasing. A lot of people have it for like gaming setups because it is supposed to essentially just keep it a lot more cooler. But I believe it is a lot harder to upgrade the softwares and everything inside the PC if you do have a liquid cooling system, because obviously you have to drain it and or put new liquid in it. Apparently that's quite a faff, and I will be too paranoid about completely ruining the whole thing. But that is a great alternative to do or to have for a PC setup. Even if you had it made build for you, that's another road that you can go down. But they are known to be a lot more quieter, and obviously, as in the name, is to keep it cool which is obviously a plus, and that's what we want in our PC. But yeah, personally, I don't trust myself for putting that together. I wouldn't want to risk it. Don't want to risk it for that chocolate biscuit. Oh, another thing that I've only just recently done is remember to upgrade your graphics card. Now this might sound completely obvious to you, and yes, I know I'm probably in a field that I'm completely over my head on, but I didn't consider about upgrading my graphics card. It's just not something that I computed with. But I recently upgraded it, and obviously this is something that you should keep in mind of updating the software and stuff that's inside the PC. Yeah, so if I didn't know, maybe it can help you. But yeah, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm trying to learn. I'm learning. Okay, I'm learning. And as I mentioned, minor thing, you don't really need an external CD or DVD drive. Personally, I haven't really used it. Or if I do, I just use my laptop, to be fair. Yeah, I thought I would need it a lot more than I did, but I actually realised that it's just for when I want to watch films and stuff like that. But I have turned to more online streaming services and watching it on there, or I just play it via consoles and the TV. So yeah, personally, I haven't felt that it's an essential for a PC setup. And you can always buy it afterwards, not the end of the world. So that's my main review, overall opinions and thoughts on my custom PC setup, and I still love it. Overall, of course, there's always going to be slight minor defaults and things like that, but it's run great, it's done me great, and even with moving once as well, making sure that it was nice and safe in my backseat, nice and snug, there's no problems with it, touch wood. I've had no problems with it, and I've really enjoyed using it. Actually, there was one little moment that it was making a weird noise starting up, but I don't know whether that was a fan thing. I should probably look into it. But yeah, it still runs great, and I really do recommend it. And if you're like me and you don't like spending that amount of money on something that you don't know if you definitely need, or of course if you have to save up for a long time, it's a big hit. If it's truly something that you know you're going to spend a lot of time on, it's worth spending that money. And yeah, I don't really use my laptop as much, only when I'm downstairs, so it's given that a bit more extended life because I haven't been trying to edit on it. so yeah, considering everything that I have so many multiple tabs open, and I'm often running how many programs, and I'm on Adobe software quite a lot as well, it still runs great. It hasn't really slowed down or lagged, or I haven't really had any problems like that. So all the parts and things inside it, I do recommend. I really do. And a little one, if you're a gamer, I play, or have started to play a lot more games on my PC via Steam. And yeah, they all run pretty great, to be honest. I've had a couple games that might crash, but I think that's more down to the old age of the game. They've all run really, really smoothly. So if it's from a more gaming point, I do recommend. I haven't played anything online, so I'm not so sure about that side of it. But yeah, I really do. As I've said, I recommend it. And it's still alive. But that's everything. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And as I mentioned, I will be doing a follow-up video of going through a little bit further of my favourite accessories, but also my brand new setup of my monitors and things like that for my PC. So this is a cheeky little preview of it. And if you've seen my socials, if not, check them out via my YouTube stuff. Yeah, this is just a little part one. I thought it'll be more important to go through the main thing that's running my PC. And then I'm going to show off my little accessories that I really enjoy and have used quite a bit. So yeah, so that's everything. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Any questions, obviously just leave comments, let me know. And if there's anything that you've used or you own as well that's similar like mine, let me know. Or any, recommendations, all that jazz, let me know. So yeah, I hope you're having a good day, good night, wherever you are, and take care. Goodbye. And I got a dead leg 'cause I got a dog on my lap.